Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is September the 27th, 2021, and today the topic is a praise report, y'all. It's just a praise report on today. Man, so many things to share. So many things to share. But I'm kind of tired. I am kind of tired. So let's get straight into it. So y'all know last time I talked to you all, it was Saturday, and I was sharing with you all that I had much to do on that day. Well, if you follow me on social media, then you know that we got those things done. To God be the glory. Shout out to Bro's Bites for coming through and making our client very, very happy with her seafood options and whatnot. Well, seafood and more is what he did for her. Shout out to Sky's Designs for leading them through the paint and sip experience as well. Shout out to our client, Miss KC. And thank you for allowing Miracle Plays to bring your party to life. I truly enjoyed the aspect, the parts that I uh, had involved in your birthday event. I did not get to stay throughout the entire event because I ended up having to do a second event. Um, However, the dream team, they held it down. I did my part. They came in and did their parts, and she looked like she had a wonderful birthday. So thank you again, KC, for the opportunity, and thank you again to those vendors for you know um, being trustworthy as well as just being awesome at what they do. So yeah, man. So that was the first thing that happened Saturday. All of that. And then, as I said, I went and did another event. So shout out to New Horizons. Uh, Unfortunately, I didn't write down a name, and I didn't know I was going to shout them out. But New Horizons, New Beginnings in Griffin, Georgia. Um, they commissioned yours truly alongside several other artists to participate in their evening of art or something like that. And it was like a fundraiser event. And, they had musicians there, poets, and then they had yours truly doing some theater. And yeah, I had a great time presenting one of our shows. It's called Malachi Stout Family Reunion. I did like a presentation of it, gave the people a little taste of what it would be like, and people seemed to enjoy it and everything like that. But needless to say, y'all, Saturday, by the time I did all of that stuff, because I mean, mind you, I mean, for the record, okay, y'all know I live like in the Atlanta area. And so one event was in Macon, Georgia, which is like an hour away from me. And then the other event, it was in Griffin, Georgia, which is also like an hour away from me if I'm going straight from my home. Um, so yeah, you know what I'm saying? Needless to say, it was a very eventful day. Um, Driving here, driving there, but at the end of the day, everything got done, and I think everything was executed beautifully. And so, again, to God be the glory for being booked. That is a blessing in this season, and hey, again, it was a blessing again that I was able to make both of these things happen by the grace of God. So, but I mean, now as for me that day, I came back home. I ended up, hubby had already cooked something, and so I had just ate or whatever. Took a shower. Um, I got into bed. Next thing I know, it was Sunday morning. So, obviously, I was super tired on Saturday. But come to find out, and those of you all that follow me on social media, you already know. But for those of you that don't and you just listen to the podcast, well, something else happened on Saturday, y'all. Something else happened. And that is my book, The Cultivation Period, A Single Christian Journey, is published. So Yes, it was published also on that day, the 25th. So I woke up to the news yesterday morning, and I've been sharing, and others have been sharing as well. Um, so yeah. I mean, that it's a huge blessing. Those of you all that have been following me in my journey, you know that this is my fourth book. Man, you know what I'm saying? That is amazing in itself. Like that is my fourth book that I've put out, you know. But you all know that two of those books are journals, and then one of them is a coloring book. So this, the cultivation period, a single Christian's journey, this is my first actual book in regards to fully written. Fully written by yours truly. So to God be the glory for that, y'all. Again, those of you all that know the journey, you know that basically I wrote this book in my single days when I was 23. Um, and it's really amazing to be where I am now and to not only see this project come to fruition, right? To see it completed, to see it published, and hopefully in a day or so I'll have one in my hands. But that's, I mean, again, I shared with you all the other day about like my editing process and how I was going through it again and reading it over and over again and reading it out loud and doing all these different things. And like I said, it's just such a blessing to be, yes, 35, and all of that, all these years later, but to really, really look back and say, wow, look at what God has done and what he continues to do and what he is doing. Um, Again, with me, for me, and through me. Um, it's truly a blessing, y'all. It is truly, truly, truly a blessing. I mean, yeah, there are things that I imagined. There are things that I hoped for. There are things that I prayed for. But what I'm living is definitely beyond my dreams, right? It's beyond my prayers. It's beyond what I saw for myself. Like, yeah, there was a lot that again, that I saw for myself, but well, the way I feel now is that, at the end of the day, whatever, God-given thoughts or whatever that comes to your mind about, what you feel your future should be or whatever. Perhaps these are things that God is placing in your heart to let you know that, hey, this is what I want you to do. And so, yeah, writing books or whatever was on my mind, but again, that even went beyond. Like that has gone beyond. Like I don't even think I thought about putting out a coloring book. That wasn't even until this year. That wasn't even necessarily a thought. And thank you to whoever's tuning in. Line 1 second. It's Miss Lucky. Good morning, sis. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I truly, truly do. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, y'all. At the end of the day, I just, it just goes beyond. So yes, when I look back at 23-year-old Miracle in this book, I'm just like, wow, like I'm glad. I'm glad for my cultivation period. I'm glad for that time that God brought me closer to him. He drew me closer to him in that time. And obviously for a reason, because again, that sparked a lot of what I'm a lot of what I'm living right now, including the things I'm doing right in this moment. Those days were like the beginning stages of GSL. Those days were the beginning stages of like, again, me just building my personal relationship with God. So I know that the book itself is kind of centered around, a single Christian woman's experience, because that's what I was going through, and that's what drew me near to God. Ironically, I know that people say like, oh, some people, oh, I don't need a man or whatever, and that's fine. Like, some people, I mean, there's how can I say, like, some it's built to be like Paul, you know what I'm saying? Like some of us are built for that, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I was I was not. Um and I laugh at 23-year-old Miracle, but I mean, at the end of the day, like that wasn't like my calling, right? So I didn't have that. desire to be single. And so it was hard. It was a struggle for me. And but what I had to do during that time was like find not only peace with myself, but then peace with where God had me, peace with God, again, building that relationship with God to know that, okay, even if he is calling me to be single, that's okay too. I had to get to that mindset because, y'all will see. When or if you get the book, you'll see where my hair was. And you probably can see in things that I created back then as well. I mean, those of y'all, again, that have followed me for a while, y'all know that I had these videos that I would put up on YouTube. Y'all will see me with my little fro talking about being single and Christian and all the things that I was thinking about and whatnot. I got a playlist. They still up, the Hope for Romantic playlist. You'll see this girl, you know what I mean? You'll see 23-year-old Miracle. And God working with me and whatnot at that time. But during that time, that's when I achieved my goal of reading the entire Bible. That was another goal that I had at that time. And I think I talked about that as well. There's a video of me giving a review of the Teen Bible that I had read at the time. I read the Teen Bible first, I think. I think that's what I read, the one that I read completely first. And so I gave a review of that. And that was an interesting experience because it was crazy how I would read something and then next thing I know, I would go to church and then the pastor would preach about it. And I'd be like, I just read this. I just read this. So many things, y'all, so many things throughout that time. And even after that time, right? When I started to date a little bit more, when I did start to like get into more serious relationships or whatever, I still can't say I did everything right. And I mean, I think so the book goes up to a certain point in my life. So there is a little bit of a gap. So I don't know. Look, book 2, throw up some hearts if you want another book. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to like make up for that though, because I did write a letter to the people. This is laughing at me. I know it ain't easy to be fought. Exactly. Girl, not for me. Woo. And I was like, that is not my calling. I can't, Lord. Where is he? Where is he, Lord? Struggling. But anywho, but what I hope the book does at the end of the day, I hope that it encourages and inspires other people on their journeys, right? Again, I can't, it's funny, it's so crazy again that how this thing has happened because like when I first, okay, I might as well say this is a praise report and this is all I'm doing this morning. So I might as well tell y'all some more detail. So basically what happened was back in the day, me, 23-year-old Miracle, I was down in Florida working at Disney. I had all these friends, meeting all these people from around the world. And I had a good group of like girlfriends at that time too. And I felt like around that time I had a lot of married friends. So that was one interesting thing. But there was one friend in particular, she's still a good friend. She's somebody I bounce ideas off of. Like she's one of my, remember when I told you I got a good handful of people? She's one of those. She's one of those. But at that time it was like me and her hanging out and like just, getting to know each other and everything like that. And there would be times where I would hang out with her and her husband. But they never made me feel like a third wheel. Shout out to MD, man. Shout out to MD. And it just would be cool. Like, and but there were times where basically she was one of those people where, and I heard it repeatedly, and y'all are gonna see it in the book too. But around that time, she was one of those people where it was like we looking at each other's lives, right? She sees me, I'm single, I have my own place at the time, and working and doing all these things. I get kind of similar to what I do now, except down at Disney and I didn't have businesses. I didn't have my own businesses then. I had ideas, but I didn't have my own businesses then. I was working at Disney and doing all that. And so, we kind of look at each other's lives like, man, you're married. This is great. You look like you got a great thing going on. She's like, oh, you're single. You got all these things going on. And so the idea was, the reason I even started keeping notes around that time was because we were going to work on something together. write a book together, and she was going to come from her perspective as a married woman, and I was going to come from my perspective as a single woman. Crazy thing was, she never wrote her part. She never finished writing her part, or I don't know if she even started. I don't know. But here I was writing my part, and that was the beginning stages of this book. So it was a totally different reason, right, of where I started to pen, right? Where I started to put the pen to the paper, as people say. But then again, throughout my cultivation period, or throughout that time, the more I started to take notes about single life and about like how I was feeling and things I was going through, and just kind of just keeping my diary in a way. The more I did that, the more I saw like what God was doing in regards to with me personally, because it was making me take a hard look at myself and be like, man, you know what, Miracle, this is where you are, and this is what you're doing. Because I mean, y'all gonna see the book, but you know, Miracles. I don't think I was too bad, but you know, I was trying to find them loopholes as a Christian man. Like, you know how I be, you know. I keep it real here on GSL, you know what I'm saying? look, Ashley, you know I'm talking about stuff, right? You know, I was Christian and stuff, but at the same time, you know, I'm still trying to find them little loopholes. Like, well, I'm not doing this, so this is cool, right? No, not right. But that was me. That was me. And so, but at that time, Ashley's laughing at me. Well, for real, at that time, I had to take a good look at myself, and I think that was like the beginning stages of the cultivation period. Looking at myself, being like, Miracle, why are you like this? Why are you doing the things you're doing? You know what you want. You say you want this, but you're doing something else. Why is that? And so again, I feel like it was just God working with me or on me, with me, on me. Because again, you know, and then asking those questions is like, you read everything, Miracle. You're a book reader. You read all the books. You read books. Why ain't you read the whole Bible? And you know, asking myself those questions. And so again, during that time, she said she did. I'm telling you. Look, can you imagine how the book is now? Anyway, so you know, so you got me laughing now. Thank you, Ashley. You know what? I'm getting off of you now. I'm just kidding. Anywho, so yeah, really looking at myself during that time, asking myself those questions, and really like being like, you know what, Miracle, you need to, you know, if you want the things that you want, you gotta. And there was a lot of things that led me to it, y'all. I mean, again, the book is more detailed about it, but there's a lot of things led me to it. But God used those things, right, to put me on this path, to where I am now. So so the book went through so many different transitions in a way, like, because when I finally did, like, I was writing it, right, as I was writing it in my journals, whatever, keeping all these notes about everything that I was experiencing. When I started to actually type it, it became something else. And then it became my own thing, because, you know, again, my friend, she didn't do her part. And so I just did my part, and it became something else. Then by the time I don't think I even realized it, years later, I was trying to figure out how to publish. I told y'all about that before. And what did she say? She said, I need mine signed. Okay, I'll do it. Okay. Okay. All right, sis. I mean, well, that's another thing too. Hopefully I will be getting together a book signing of some sort here in Atlanta. Where you at? You ain't in Atlanta. You ain't coming to my book signing. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll get you one side. But yeah, man. So I'm just saying, man, during that time, like God was really, really just working on me, man. You know, helping me to look at me, to see the things that I really wanted in my life, and to get to the place where I could receive it. Because, you know, how can I say? I would meet like different guys throughout my life too, and that's another thing. Okay, you might laugh at this too. I don't know. Man, listen, oh Miracle, oh Lord, single Miracle, she was on the hunt, y'all. I'm talking about listen, every dude was a prospect until proven not, and that's just the honest truth. I was like, is it him? Who is it? Is it him? I totally got I got this video on YouTube where I was talking about this, and I was like, oh. I remember saying in the video, "Do I smell a man?" I can't. Oh, Miracle is funny. Okay. Anyway, um, she said, "Lord, thank God for change." You know what I'm saying? God for change. Oh Lord. Oh, Ashley said she coming to the book signing, girl. All right, well, we'll see what the Lord do now. Don't be lying on here now. You in Ohio? She said she in Ohio. She coming to Atlanta for my book signing. Come on now. On the hunt, sis. I was. It's sad. It's sad. But see, that's the thing too. God had to show me. He's like, wait a minute. Like, the more I got into the word, the more I had to ask myself, why am I looking? Why am I out here hunting? Simmer down, Miracle. So, I mean, there was a lot of things I had to work on within myself at that time. And I think that was one of the things when I, no judgment, man. Everybody got their own journey. You know what I mean? I'm not, and that's the thing about, and I said that on Instagram and I posted as well. I just like, look, I know that my experience is not going to be a play by play, step by step. This is how you should be, this is how you should do this single Christian walk or whatever the case is. Like, at one point, the book was gonna be something like that. That's the crazy thing too. It was gonna be like what did I say I was gonna call it? It was gonna be like, man, I'm telling you, it done went through so many changes. I can't even remember, but it was gonna be like a guide to, I don't even know. I can't remember. I don't want to be lying, but it was gonna be something along those lines. But the more I grow and like learn and stuff like that, it got to the place where I just was like, no, this is literally my journey. And I hope that it encourages and inspires people on their journeys. And there are some tips or whatever, but they're just things that I've learned along the way, like things that people blessed me with, like during that time and even after that time. So, but anyway, y'all, I could go on and on and on about it. I mean, I was debating about reading some of it, but maybe when I get one, maybe I'll read some of it to y'all here on the juice. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what the Lord do. But yeah, man, that's I mean, so needless to say, I guess I share all of this to say is that this is a huge accomplishment. It's a huge blessing. This is what I reached out to Miss Crystal Swain Bates. Shout out to her again. I reached out to her a couple of years ago to publish this book actually. And I didn't have the funds at the time. I didn't have the funds for her package. And oh, you saw it? Hold on, Ashley. Now. Oh man. Yeah, I know that a friend of mine tried to get it, but she it was one of those flashing billboards, so she wasn't able to see it when she went. Girl, wait a minute now. Oh, okay. Oh Lord. Oh no, I didn't see that. I didn't see that, sis. Let me know. Let me know. But yeah, so yeah, at that time I didn't have the funds to get the book done with her. But then it's crazy that years later she created this group and now she's teaching people how to publish and whatnot. And that's what has gotten me to the place. That's what got me to the place to realize that, wow, okay, God has really set things in motion. Like, because it's just amazing again how everything happened this year, right? Because the guys that's been editing for me, shout out to them, Sammy and Arsal. Like, man, like I met them through Fiverr. These guys are in Pakistan. That's all I really know about them, and I know them as Sammy and Arsal. But I really feel like they're like brothers at this point. I've been working with them for the past year. They've been editing GSL or whatever, and then they've edited all my books. And so again, thank God for them, man. Thank God for all these platforms, man. All of these platforms that have been created. I don't know the people who created Fiverr, but thank God for them. I don't know the people that created the StreamYard app. Thank God for them. I don't know the people that created the Anchor app, but thank God for them. At the end of the day, even though I mean I hear the shady stuff about Amazon, that's a whole nother level. Y'all probably took the red pill like me. I took the red pill, but Amazon too, but still, I mean, y'all gave this opportunity, so hey, thank God for them too. At the end of the day, these are the things that helped me to get to where I am with this book author publishing situation. So again, to God be the glory for all of these things. It's amazing to me how everything came into place for it to happen this year. Because by the time I listened to Crystal Swain Bates and her group talk about publishing and whatnot, that's when the light went off, and God showed me that I had everything that I needed to get this done. And so, I mean, I've had to, I shared a little bit yesterday as well how I, obviously I have to kind of like be strategic about funds, because y'all know how it is. What is a red pill? Oh, we gonna have to talk. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later, Ashley. So, but in regards to this or whatever, yeah, man, I just got to give all the glory back to God, because at the end of the day, like, He put all of this stuff in place. Again, it's gone way beyond what I even imagined. And I'm thankful. I am truly thankful. So I appreciate everybody who supports in any way. I appreciate y'all that tune in to the shows. I appreciate y'all that, get books or color books or journals or whatever. I hope that these things help and encourage and inspire you as well on your journeys. And I mean, I really feel like, I have no problem with sharing information, because at the end of the day, y'all may have the same desires and stuff too. And I hope, again, that these things encourage you, because, again, like I said, it's hard for me single. And so for me to now put this book out and know that God literally did, like, the things that I was praying for, the things that I was hoping for, I'm literally living those things right now. And it's crazy sometimes. Sometimes I look at my husband, I look at my son, and I'm just like, man, this is crazy. This literally happened. Like, even when I met my husband, we had this whole moment where we're like, where have you been? Where have you been? It's like, oh, I've been overseas. Well, I was in Florida. Like, there was no way. But anyway, so, I mean, that's a whole nother story, I guess, by itself. But I mean, at least y'all get a chance to see Single Miracle and get to know that girl, and and hopefully be encouraged and inspired by her in some way. So anyway, that is my my praise report. I done went in. Ashley done got me going all the way in, talk about all kind of extra. So hold on, let me at least give y'all some Bible today. The Bible verse of the day is Isaiah 26:3. It says, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. I had to let the podcast people go, man. I had to let the podcast people go, because it's so crazy. I was tired when I started this day this morning. Ashley done woke me up. We over here talking about red pills and stuff. Now listen, sis. Oh Lord, listen. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know how long you've been following me while I've been doing this and whatnot. But basically, there's just a lot of things, at least from what I'm understanding, there's just a lot of things going on that we don't know on the surface. Like, we're out here living our lives, right? And there's others, probably more sinister stuff going on. And I know that sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but I mean, I would say, hey, do some research and you'll see, But basically, one of the things that helped me to see was, well, obviously a lot of stuff that was going on with the last election and whatnot. But another thing that helped me see was this girl's testimony. Her name is Allie. I don't know if you've seen those episodes where I interviewed her. I interviewed her twice. The first time was kind of more so like a getting to know you. But basically, she's a human trafficking survivor. And the more you research the stuff that she's talking about, the more you'll be like, and it honestly, it will probably help you see, make sense of the stuff that you see going on in regards to all of this. I mean, political, maybe even COVID and all this other stuff. I mean, so that's why I call it taking the red pill. It's the whole thing with the Matrix is like, if you take the red pill, you'll find out more information. Or I can't. I'm giving you. I'm not saying it right. Let me see if I can. If I could go ahead and put this. let me choose some music real quick because I want to give you this info if you want to know. If you're still here, let me know. Let me. I'm gonna put that in the background today. This is what I usually do to put the put the podcast out. I choose the music and then I want to give you the real definition of red pill, so I won't be saying it wrong. Or if you're still there, let me see, it's loading. But yeah, so that's why I call taking the red pill and going down the rabbit hole, because this is gonna be like it's the stuff that a lot of people want to call conspiracy. I would just say it like this: everything ain't a conspiracy. So, and the more you see, the more you do research, I think the more you'll see that like everything can't be, you know. So let me just what is the name? This was a praise report. Did I give out my praise report? So you had me laughing and stuff. I don't even know if I told people. I don't know if I told people everything. I think I did. Yeah, I think I shared everything I wanted to share. Let me see. So let me look up the definition of red pill for Ashley. Red pill. Definition. Okay. I mean, you could have Googled this too, but I mean, it's okay. Basically, it's okay. So, this is a good. Hold on, wait. Okay, so here is a good example. It says the term red pill and blue pill refer to the choice between the willingness to learn a potential unsettling or life-changing truth by taking the red pill or remaining contented ignorance with the blue pill. So that's what I mean when I say red pill. I guess technically I took the unsettling and found some truth by going down the rabbit hole. And again, it's deep, but I mean, I put out stuff in the past that you could Google or that you could go. Sorry, it's just, I mean, Google censors, so that's why I'm saying that. So Google censors things when you search them, so you might want to look on DuckDuckGo, and you'll probably find more information about stuff. This might be. I mean, I don't know where you are with. Oh, dang, did she leave? Well, if you come back, I don't know if you're coming back or not. I was about to say something. You know what? I'll just inbox you this website because I was about to put it out here, but it don't seem like there no more. So I'm gonna just maybe inbox it to you, and then you can check it out if you want. But all right, y'all. I will let you guys go because I don't went in this morning. But thank you all to anyone that supports again with the cultivation period, a single Christian's journey. Thank you all for listening to my praise report today. I hope again that all of this encourages you and inspires you in some way. And yeah, like I said, to God be the glory for everything that He's done. And yeah, that's all, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye bye.